Okay, the next screencast I'm going to do is on the policymaking cycle. And this is going to once again be a voiceover of the text from Hippocampus. The policymaking cycle is first developed, or the understanding of what the policymaking cycle is about is initiated or started in the process through political socialization. So this is where people learn and form opinions about their government and politics. So the way that we figure out how to get policy made is going to be different from the way that they make policy in Great Britain or Iraq or Russia or China. The policy-making cycle is going to look different based on how people have come to understand how politics works through the political socialization process. And that usually starts at home, where parents are taught by their kids about the issues. It's like when you go to your grandpa and grandma's house on Thanksgiving and the people get together and start talking politics. That's kind of part of political socialization. And it can be good, it can be bad, but at least you understand how we believe we have a voice in government. The next place political socialization happens is at school, where kids learn about how government works and how we make policy, like what we're doing right now. And then also we have huge influence through the media and the entertainment industry. They politically socialize us also. Entertainers and celebrities socialize us. Step one of the policy-making cycle, or in other words, when we make a law that we're going to follow, there's a process. And the first step in the policy-making cycle is awareness of an issue. So what do we care about? What do people talk about? So is it healthcare? Is it taxes? Is it defense? Is it foreign affairs? What are the issues that people are discussing? The part that comes next is, if you take all of those issues that are out there, how does it get to the politicians or the government officials who are going to make the law? Where do they hear about it? And they hear about it through linkage institutions. So the media, special interest groups, political parties, celebrities, all of those entities, all those groups create a bridge between the people's awareness of an issue and take that issue to the government officials for them to decide whether they're going to do something or not do something. That's the next step in the policy-making cycle. And you want to think about linkage institutions as outside of government. In other words, you can't link an issue to government officials through government. It has to be from the people to the government through those linkage institutions. So by definition, a linkage institution cannot be part of government. Now, the policy agenda is what's going to be formed or created by government. They're going to look at what people talk about, they're going to hear about it through linkage institutions, and they're going to prioritize or decide what is it that we care about, because you can't talk about everything. There's just too much. So the policy-making institutions are the next group. That's the government decision makers who are going to make policy. Once they create policy, and a policy can be not doing anything. So in other words, you might have a policy where we're going to let something take care of itself. We're not going to pass any laws because we don't think we need to. And the last step of that policy-making cycle is that once the policy makers have made a policy, people will look at that and say, oh, that's good, or oh, that sucks. Or they'll look at that decision and they'll have an opinion, or they will form a position on what the government decided to do, whether it's good or bad or neutral. They're going to take a position. And that brings it all the way back around full circle to that policy-making cycle. Step one, that is the awareness. What do we care about? And what we care about might be something that government has already made a decision on, and now we're going to look at it again.